Welcome back, viewers at home. You're still tuned in right here on Prime Live Channel 345, and we're about to have a very beautiful conversation with the founder of Molteno Couture, who goes by the name of Rose Molteno, and she is redefining what luxury means in South African fashion, a brand rooted in inclusivity, self-expression, and body positivity, and also focuses on custom, client-led couture for real women whilst challenging long-held beauty standards in an industry historically dominated by exclusivity. Good evening, Rose, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Now, just to get our conversation started, firstly, I'd like to ask if you may please switch off your camera for us so our viewers can see you. And then also just tell us a bit about how your journey began in, fashion and really what inspired you to start Molteno Couture.
Can you see me now?
Sorry, Rose, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. Are you able to see me now?
Yes, you may continue. Thank you so much.
Oh, fantastic. Sorry, sorry, can you re-ask the question again?
My question to you tonight was, can you tell us a bit about your journey in fashion? How did it all begin and what really inspired you to really, come up with Molteno Couture?
So I actually wanted to be a fashion designer since I was born. I was dressing my Barbie dolls since I was a child and collecting magazines and magazine articles about fashion. So I always wanted to be a fashion designer.
Hmm. Now, looking back in 2010 when you founded the brand Molteno Couture, how has it evolved in terms of its philosophy when it comes to, design, if it has evolved?
It has evolved a lot, mostly because of how I've been inspired by my clients. Um, when I first started out, I started just from the spare room of my house, and I started doing some Matric dance dresses. I had some skill, but I had a lot of technical skills that I needed to hone. And over the years, I did get better at that. And through that, I was able to become much more creative. I was also able to learn much more about what clients needed and how different women and different body shapes, different religions, and different needs the women throughout South Africa had, and how I could use my skill, my passion, and my creativity to work with them and combine their ideas and their needs with my skills so that we could best create something that was really perfect for them.
I'd like to come back to the conversation around, basically tailor making outfits or outfit dresses in that sense for women of different shapes and sizes, considering that South Africa really has a very unique shapes when it comes to the women in that context. But I want us to just take a bit or take a look at your upcoming collection, which is branded as the newest body positive collection. I believe it's making headlines for being body positive and client centric. Can you say what really inspired this bold, step that you took?
Well, to be honest, the collection itself for Fashion Week is really mostly an explosion of my creativity. Whenever I make any garment, I'm always thinking about women, different shapes, and how different shapes and fabrics can look beautiful on different women. So my range is very diverse. There are some very tight fitting, glittery things, and then there are some dresses that have got wide, soft, flowing skirts. So my range is really something that should appeal. So there'll be something in my range that will appeal to everybody. But it's really the philosophy behind my brand that is all about inclusivity. I don't feel like many fashion brands really design for the variety of women that we have in the world and in South Africa and the different body shapes. So when it comes to designing any of my ranges, I'm always thinking about how I can create different styles that will suit different shaped women, so that it's not only small, skinny women who are able to come in and try something on and look beautiful. And then, of course, when it comes to custom making, it's really a very personal collaboration between me and the client, where they have got ideas and inspiration. I've got my skill set where I can advise them what shapes, what fabrics, what colors will work best with them, and we can collaborate in making something that is going to make them feel absolutely stunning and accentuate the very best parts of them. And if there's something that they feel self-conscious about, then we de-emphasize that.
Now, I stand to be corrected. I believe the very same collection called the Newest Body Positive will be actually, making its debut at the Cape Town Fashion Week on the 3rd of May this year, 2025. Now, for viewers who, or rather, some of the audiences that will be attending the fashion show or probably watching the fashion show itself, what can they expect, as well as how is it different from your past collections?
They can expect a variety of fun, glamour, color, a celebration of femininity, um, and a couple of bridal dresses as well. So I've actually never done a fashion week in South Africa. I have done a couple of bridal fashion weeks in the UK, and those were, of course, exclusively bridal. So this is the first collection that I'm going to be putting out there that is has got a little bit of bridal in it, but it is mainly couture evening wear. So it's really fun. It's diverse. There are 3D elements to it. There's some sparkle. There are ombre colors. There's really something for every woman to celebrate both femininity and um, just the essence of what makes a woman a woman.
Hmm. Now, Rose, congratulations on really, being able to, showcase your beautiful work at the Fashion Week for the first time in South Africa. I'm sure you are going to break a leg in that sense, but not literally though.
Hope
But
not.
just coming back to your motto, Rose, you saying that you are the star, not me, and this refers to, and I could be wrong. This refers to your customers. Can you share more about, how that belief shapes your designing process?
So, as I said before, I really take the custom made process as a collaboration.
Hmm.
I've heard very many stories about how some designers can kind of make it all about them, in the sense that they have a very strong aesthetic and an idea in mind of what they want to make, and they can override what the client really
Yeah.
wants. Now, I feel that it is really important to understand and get to know my clients so that I can be the conduit. I can be the person who has the skills to make them come to life. Having a dress custom made, especially if it's for a really special occasion, such as a wedding, um, the dress really should be the best expression of you and who you are. So I want to be the person who can help you express the essence of you. What is important to you. So rather than making the dress all about me and my style aesthetic, obviously I have my input in the sense that I know what's going to work best, but they are extremely involved in the process. We have many, many fittings. They come fabric shopping with me. So I'm able to advise them on which fabrics are going to work, but ultimately they choose the fabric. So they are incredibly involved in the entire process because I want them to feel like they were part of the creation of this garment and it wasn't just me making something for them.
How amazing. Now, Rose, I'm sure you are familiar with you look good, you feel good. But you find that there's some women who probably walk into a store, try on a dress, and they basically leave there feeling like they gotta do work on their body, or they feeling like something is wrong with their body, not really feeling the good to actually be the good that they need to be. Now, this comes to me now positing a question founded on evident principles that, when it comes to the fashion industry, for the longest time, we've seen how there was a certain standard that was really portrayed around beauty, around acceptance, and around, what is ideal in that sense. Why do you think it's important for the fashion industry to really move towards more inclusivity and away from outdated beauty ideas?
You're absolutely right. You know, especially when it comes to wedding dresses, I literally find brides coming in here in tears,
Mm-hmm.
like actually traumatized after having been in boutiques where they've been body shamed, where they've been told that they need to lose 3 dress sizes for their wedding. And it really makes me sad because I grew up like that too. I grew up in an era where skinnier was better, where it was this whole idea of the skinnier you were, the more you were worth. And it was really toxic and it really, really hurt me. And because of that, when I entered the fashion industry, I was absolutely adamant I was not going to perpetuate that. I do not think that skinny is the only beautiful. And things have certainly changed a lot, both internationally and locally. But especially locally, South African women are curvy and it's fantastic. And we don't have to try and hide that. And the great thing is that many cultures don't feel like they have to hide it. You know, the European culture is very much like, okay, if you're pear shaped, then it's fine. We'll deal with it. We'll create a dress that'll hide that. But South Africans are like, no, I'm pear shaped. I've got curves and I love them and I'm going to flaunt them and I'm going to accentuate them. And I think that is absolutely wonderful. I'm seeing more and more and more of that. That there isn't this really small, narrow minded idea of what beautiful looks like. Because ultimately, we are who we are. And of course, everybody should be healthy, but I don't believe that anyone should ever be told that they need to lose however many dress sizes in order to be worthwhile or in order to look a certain way for their event. Instead, I'm very much like, you know what, if you want to get healthy and that this is part of your self-care and health journey, go for it. But I'm going to make a dress for your figure rather than you having to fit into a dress.
Rose, unfortunately, that was my last question for tonight. But thank you so much, for joining us and really giving us insight on how you are making a change within the fashion industry.